Hello, welcome to class this month, Rocktoberfest. I just wanna do like a Guitar Hero. I wanna rock. Anyways, don't worry, I'm not going to because I can't sing. So, but we're gonna focus on rocking this month in all of our classes. As always, this will be the more challenging of the classes, but it's gonna be also a lot of fun. There's so many exercises on here that actually prepare you for rocking on the mat. I actually think the mat probably will be the hardest because you have no support. But this is a great tool for rocking. Yeah. So if you can't do the exercise rocking for any reason, know that you can do any level of extension that is available to your body, and that is also rocking. Rocking is just like the biggest version of the longest extension you can do. And so it's not about you having your toes touch your head or you actually grabbing your ankles. It's, are you getting the longest extension you can and waking up the back side of your body? So with that, let's get started. First, footwork. Sit back on your chair a lot, like as far back as you can, and just have your hands holding the sides of the chair so you can squeeze it and feel your upper back work and push the pedal down and up. You should be on a top bottom spring, So heavy setting, and I'm pushing, and I don't have a sticky pad, but if you feel like you're sliding, definitely get one. It's a little tricky being back here to get this pedal to reach down and then pick it back up without rounding your spine, but I want you to be tall, and I want you to try to move your thigh bones away from your center, okay? I don't care how the pedal lands. Then come onto your arches, squeeze everything together. So this is key. Parallel and together is the goal of our rocking. Now, depending on the width of your hips, depending on the width in your lower back and a flexibility in the front of your thighs, this may or may not be possible when we're on our stomach, but why not practice it here? If you need to put a ball between your knees, you can. Like for some reason, putting your knees together makes the angle not feel good on your knees. Then go parallel and apart, but put something there so you can squeeze. The more inner thighs work, the better. Then onto your heels. So while this is not what you're doing with your feet in rocking, but we're still accessing the inner thigh, right? And because your inner heel is touching the pedal, and those hamstrings, and working on opening the front of our hips. Now, slide halfway forward, so we're not all the way yet. Go back onto your toes 5 times. This time change the hands so you can have them out to the side, in front of you, or behind your head. And reach. Notice if it's tempting to round your back, it's easier to move the legs and go onto your arches for 5. Really squeeze everything together. And then onto your heels for 5. Woo. And then, you guessed it, slide to the edge where we normally do our footwork. This time I want you to reach the arms back behind you, not pinching your shoulder blades, but just back, okay? So you feel your upper back work. So I'm kind of making a V here with my arms, or like an upside down V or capital A, and I'm just working my upper back wide. It's almost like I'm doing chest expansion. The shoulder blades are not touching. We're gonna do 10. Woo! It's a little tricky not having those arms there. Then onto your arches, parallel and together, reach. How high can you lift this pedal without changing the shape of your spine? And I tend to move my ribs forward, so I gotta sit back, and then after 10 onto your heels. Reach to the inner heel, lift out of the crown of your head. All right, push the pedal down, have a slight turnout. Put your hands on your thighs. It's the easiest way to not cheat. Keep the pedal down as you reach your heels down, lift them up. Reach your heels down, lift them up. You'll feel your thighs turn on as you push those heels down. Your stomach has to pull away. We're opening the front of the hips. And then go ahead, let the thighs be parallel to the floor. And now you're gonna move the pedal, but not your thighs. Woo, so keep those hands there so you know that your thighs are not moving. The pedal is. A little tricky. Everything's probably burning. 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Check in. We're only doing one set of 3. See how you feel. Your hips do not have to go that high. We try not to go back. So get your heels, they should be together, toes are still apart. Hands are back. If you need to go to the sides of the chair, you can, but just make sure your wrists are as straight as possible. Lift your hips forward and up, and then pick the pedal up and up and up, and then have a seat. How did that feel? I can tell you my arm back connection does not feel super strong yet. So here we go. A little check-in here. Hands on the front. Keep the same turnout on your feet. And then you're going to start at the bottom. So frog facing out. You're hovering. So don't rest. If your knees are flexible like mine, I can sit on my heels. There's nothing working here. I hover, and now it's all of a sudden really hard. And you're going to push yourself up and down 3 times. Stay up. Push the pedal down and up 3 times. Do you feel like you're resting your wrists? Let's do one more check-in. 3 dips. Elbows go back and wide. Collarbones stay open. And then 3 pressing down. You should feel the back of your legs really on fire. Have a seat. All right. Easiest is to lay on the floor. Easier is to lay long ways on your chair. Harder is to lay short ways. The 100. Pump your arms vigorously. I don't take my legs too low here because the lower they go, the more I actually lose the length in my flexion. But every day that you do this class, just check in. Go a centimeter or a millimeter or an inch at a time and just see, are you too low for the day and what it requires? Are you too high? Challenge yourself to find the perfect sweet spot for today's body. And breathe, of course. And then come all the way up. Okay, let's give ourselves a proper arm back connection warm up. So go to 1 middle spring and then have a seat in front of your chair, ideally legs straight out. If that's not possible and your hip flexors right now, we haven't opened them up yet, totally fine. You can sit cross-legged. And then place your hands, palms facing away on the pedal. Sit really tall, pick your elbows up. Push them down. So it's super easy to let the spring close itself and round you forward. How high can this pedal go without you changing the shape of your spine? Really, it should be taller and taller and taller. Push the pedal down. Lift your hips up if you have straight legs. If you don't, straighten them out and see if you can add this on. Lower the hips down. Press 3, 2, 1. Pedal down, hips up. And lower. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Where you press down, you don't round your shoulders. You keep reaching from the same spot. If you want to add the leg kicks, you can. If you want to just hold this, standing your feet for 3. For 2, I just want you to connect to your thighs. Keep the hips open. 1. And then lower it all the way down. Wonderful. Come kneeling. So you're going to kneel with yourself to the side of the chair. And I want you to not be so close that you don't get to bend, but not too far away, right? So you can have your heels together, knees apart, or you can be parallel, all right? If you need to squeeze something, please do. And then heel of your hand on the pedal, arm reaches. This arm is reaching from your back where you just connected. And as you side bend, you're going up and over, and we're not moving the hips, right? The hips stay over the knees, and we lift back up. And you reach, hips over your knees, and your shoulders come over your hips. And you reach, and you lift. Last time, arm reaching from your back, and lift it up. Cool? You get to spin around, do the other side. So our goal is not how low this pedal goes, because again, that would actually cause us to be short in our sides. To do rocking well, we have to be long in our sides. We have to be strong in our sides. And those arms must connect to our back. Otherwise, you have to use your head to rock and roll. For 2 more. Last one. Come all the way up. Great. Okay.